Welcome back to Filmi Recaps. Today I will show you a horror, action, and thriller movie released in 2022, titled Day Shift. Spoilers are incoming, watch out and take care. As the movie opens, a pool cleaner named Bud Jablonski is shown, who is cleaning a pool. After cleaning the pool, he changed his outfit and grabbed some weapons. He looks like a thief and breaks into the house with a shotgun. After entering the house, he plugs a silver cable and starts searching. When he entered another room, he spots an elderly woman. The elderly woman asks him what is he doing in her house? Bud shoots the old woman with his shotgun, because she was not an ordinary woman, she is a vampire. She gets up and attacks Bud and tried to kill him. After a lengthy fight, he manages to kill her by cutting her throat. At the same time, another vampire begins to approach Bud, but the silver wire that Bud had previously plugged into the door cuts his head off too. He pulls out their fangs with pliers as they're worth good money, and it is revealed that Bud's job is a cover for his true profession, vampire hunter. In the next scene, we see a lower-level criminal vampire named Sasha being tortured by a lady named Audrey, who is also revealed to be a vampire. She aims to build a vampire colony. Then we see Bud returns to his flat, where he lives away from his family, so that they didn't know about his vampire hunting job. Before taking shower, he applies a yellow lotion on his body which helps him to remove the smell that came from the vampires. He doesn't want to leave any clue to other vampires. Then he goes to pick up his daughter from school. She's very excited to see him. When they reached home, his wife asks the reason for his late arrival. His wife then reveals that she's taking his daughter to her mother's in Florida to attend another school. She then told him that she is going to sell her home for their daughter's fees. Heartbroken at the thought of losing his daughter, Bud pleads with her to give him time until Monday. He visits his friend, Troy, to sell those vampire fangs who own a dodgy pawn shop. Troy only offers him a fraction of what Bud knows he can get for the fangs at the vampire hunting organization known as the Union, from which it is revealed Bud was expelled. Needing the money, he sold them on what Troy offered. Later, Audrey visits the old lady Bud is killed. She is shocked to see her dead and falls tears from her eye. It is now revealed that she was her daughter. She turned vampire when she was old. She then orders her bodyguard to bring the killer. The next day, Bud meets his old friend, Big John, in the hopes he can get him in Union to earn some extra money. It is a secret society that hires vampire hunters to hunt them for lots of cash. Big John brings him into the Union and requests his owner to give Bud another chance. John has a reputation because he was an old Union hunter. The owner begins to recall Bud's mistakes and rules violations, but accepts his reappointment at John's request and warns him to not violate the rules again. The owner appointed Bud on the day shift, which means that he is only allowed to hunt during the day. The owner then also appointed the accountant as a partner of Bud, who will take eyes on Bud's mistakes. Both came out of the Union and follows a juvie vampire, a kind of a vampire who cannot digest human blood and uses the blood of cats and rats. Bud suggests his partner named Seth to stay in the car until he didn't call him. Bud enters the building where those vampires have gone. He spots them and starts to shoot with the shotgun. He manages to kill two, but suddenly another vampire jumps on Bud and climbs on his chest to bite him. At the same time, Seth arrives and passes him the shotgun, and Bud kills that vampire and remains. Bud collects all vampires' teeth and came out of the building. He sees that Seth has peed in the vampire's ear. Bud calms him down and leaves him at his home. On the other hand, Audrey came to Troy and tortures him to get the name, who sells him her daughter's teeth. He reveals Bud's name, but Audrey kills him. Later, Bud goes to his flat and meets a new neighbor who is working as a nurse at the hospital. Bud has developed a friendship with her. The next day, Bud and his partner went to meet Troy. When they reached his shop, they found him dead and realized that he revealed Bud's name to the vampires who want him dead. Both then leave the place. Here, Seth tells Bud to inform the situation to the Union, but he ignores it and requests him to keep it secret, because the Union will fire and can't able to earn money for his daughter's fees. Seth agrees and promises to not inform the Union, and both leave the place. The next day, Bud has a clue about some vampires in the town, so they reach the town for a hunt. Here they meet the most famous brother hunters in the town. The brothers offer Bud to hunt together and divide the earnings that came from the vampires' teeth. Bud agrees and all take their guns and head to the buildings where the vampires are living. When they reach the place, lots of vampires appear and begin to attack. After a lengthy fight, they manage to defeat all vampires. But Seth was unable to fight back against the vampire and shouted for help and was rescued by the brothers. After getting rescued, he again seems to pee in his pants. All of them make fun of him and leave the place with the vampire's teeth. The next day, Bud takes his daughter to her friend's birthday, where he gets a call from Audrey, who warns him to kill his daughter to take revenge for her daughter. He scares and takes his daughter from the party and gets into the car. They are then chased by a gang hired by Audrey to kill both Bud and his daughter. Bud is successful to deceive the gang and killing them one by one. He then manages to escape through a tunnel and is successful to save his daughter. When they arrived at their house, they are shocked to see Audrey, who tied his wife with a chair and is waiting for them. His wife is confused and asks Bud what is going on. Bud tells her that he is not a pool cleaner and is a vampire hunter and asks her to forgive him. Audrey shows him the dead Seth and asks him to kneel and apologize for his daughter's death. Bud ignores her, so she takes his daughter and wife from his house to change them into vampires and makes him unconscious by pushing him down the stairs. When he wakes up, he sees Seth is alive, but he is now turned into a vampire and attacks him. Defending himself, Bud cuts his head, but Seth again became alive with his head in hand and attaches to his neck. Now Seth promises him to behave like his friend. Bud is now relieved, and both went to the nurse, who informed Audrey about Bud, who is also a vampire. He left Seth in his car and goes to the nurse. He is angry because of her. His family is in danger and wants to kill her. After a fight, she stops him and asks for forgiveness and tells him that she also wants to get revenge on Audrey because Audrey has turned her into a vampire, and asks him to lead him to Audrey's place. Bud forgives her and agrees. The three went to take revenge on Audrey and bring Bud's family. When the three reach the vampire, they confront lots of vampires. They begin to fight, but due to a large number of vampires, they are not able to fight back. At the same time, Bud's friend, Big John, arrives with a machine gun and takes control of the place. He clears the place and three went to an underground tunnel. Before going further, they all divided into two teams. Bud and Big John reached an underground factory where vampires are making sunscreen to get into sunlight and guns to defend against humans. Big John kills them with his machine gun. Now Big John is out of bullets, so they take the guns and head to Audrey. On the other hand, they smell Bud and his partners, so Audrey orders her bodyguard to bring them alive. There, when Bud and John are coming to Audrey, they confront more vampires, so both fights to reach Audrey. During the fight, John got bitten by a vampire, so he tells Bud to go ahead for his family and he will fight the vampires alone. Bud heads to rescue his family. Then we see John is out of bullets, so he pulls out the triggers of a bomb that he has tied with his jacket. A blast sound is heard, and the camera pans to Bud, who confronts Audrey's bodyguard. At the same time, his both partners arrive and the three together kill that vampire. Then Bud comes to rescue his family from Audrey, but Audrey is very powerful and very fast, so he can't even respond. She is about to kill him. At the same time, his wife stakes a wood from behind, but it didn't have affected her. Bud fires a bullet from behind, but she stops with her teeth and she again rushes on Bud, but this time he has plugged a wire like in the beginning, so it cuts her head. After killing her, they all left the place. Before leaving, Bud holds John's hat and gives it to Seth and tells him that he's also a brave partner like John. At the end of the movie, we see John, who came out to the road from the tunnel, and the movie ends. This is all from the video. Please make sure to like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.